Hi Geeks, this is Kevin Curtis Allen, your patron saint, and as Kurt's been saying, yes, we're flying into New York on the 5th of September. The 5th is a Thursday, so we'll be having the Geek Meet on the Saturday and Sunday of the 7th and 8th of September. We're going to do all the touristy things. We're going to go and see Statue of Liberty, the 9/11 Memorial, and take in a show on Broadway. Kurt wants to do a food tour. Well, of course he does. So if you really want to get to New York, let's make this Geek Meet one to remember. Okay, that's enough. What I'm really here for is why don't you go and listen to Brit's Guide to Disney Vacation Club, or That Florida Podcast. I've got some great episodes out. I never know you heard it on here because he never edits anything I send to him or listens to it all the way through. So go listen to Brit's Guide to Disney Vacation Club and That Florida Podcast. And come and meet us in New York in September. See you, geeks.
Thanks, Kevin. What an awesome intro and telling us all about the September Geek Meet. Yeah, September 7th on that weekend. Hang out with Kevin. And yes, I did not edit any of that, Kevin, but I did listen all the way through. Hey, Disney World Geeks. Curtis Stone here, and I'm the Podfather host of this amazing Geekin' family. Welcome to episode 545 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, Disney World blogger Alex Smith shares his tips from his blog, Second Dad to the Right, with 23 best things for kids to do at Disney Springs. And I've been having fun talking and hanging out with friends like Alex, reviewing trips to Disney parks for over 9 years. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter, Lindsay, talking about our Disney World trips, and now we bring on our Disney geek friends and other experts in the Disney World community to tell trip stories, give us some tips. And our listeners, they're so positive, caring, generous, and experienced Disney geeks. You get lots of ideas and tips for your next trip to Disney World from their real world experiences and trip reports and tips episodes like this one this week. We encourage a family atmosphere here on the podcast. We'd love for you too to join our Geekin' family. We've got an amazing private discussion group in Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. Ask questions, share your trip pictures, and just have fun with one of the best group of Disney World geeks out there on the internet. We're independent Disney authorized travel guides with FTC Elite Travel. We'd love to be your Disney travel guides, help you book your room, tickets, and dining reservations, talk to you about your next trips to Disney World or cruises, Disneyland, and even Universal Studios. You'll notice many of our guests on the podcast book their trips, or they transfer their trip bookings to the Travel and Tiara. As Margita was telling me, my wife, Margita, she was saying she had 3 people who transferred their trip bookings over to them. They booked their own trips, and they were nice enough to send that our way and support our local and small business. So thank you so much, everyone. And her good friend, Auntie Judy, helps her out. They're over at travelandtiaras@gmail.com. Just check the show notes and you'll see their email as well as mine if you'd like to reach out to us, book a trip, or come on the podcast and share your Disney experiences. This week, we got Disney blogger Alex Smith. Yeah, he's got a blog called seconddadtotherright.com. He reached out to me through email. So glad that he did that. And he's got 23 best things for kids at Disney World to do. Raglan Road is a favorite of theirs. Good restaurants for kids, he reviews. Their favorite stores. Lots of things for kids to do down there. And then we even talked about what kinds of things scare our kids when they're younger. And I'm just excited to bring more Disney World tips, and Alex has some great ones now for bringing our kids to Disney Springs. Remember when I started the podcast, I used to reach out to podcasters and bloggers and travel agents to see if they would come on my show. And I've been wanting to do some more of that lately. And I got lucky. And one of the listeners reached out to me, who's a blogger. So please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Alex Smith.
And thanks for having me.
Hey, Alex.
How are y'all doing?
Good, thanks. Welcome to the podcast. What's the name of your blog?
It's called Second Dad to the Right.
Yeah, and where's that name come from?
The name came from, so when I was 3, I was obsessed with Peter Pan, and my mom says that I had a Peter Pan costume. I think she just took a sheet, sewed it together, and cut off the edges to make it all jagged. And I refused to take it off for like a month straight. And she would have to take it off while I was sleeping and wash it and then put it back on me. And so I've always been a big Peter Pan fan. And so my wife and I were trying to come up with what to name the blog. And she was like, what's something Peter Pan? Second Dad to the Right is what we came up with. But I'm the only dad my kids have. But
Okay.
I feel like I'm not the biggest Disney expert. I'm the second dad to the right in the pictures.
Fantastic. Well, you do a lot of great tips and you gave me some ideas. I've been wanting to do a tips kind of episode for a long time. I'm going to be a grandfather next year.
All right.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, I know you've got 3 kids. I've got 3 grown kids and 1 grandchild on the way. So it's been a long time since I've been to Disney World with little kids. Matter of fact, we waited. My wife and I, we talked about this on the podcast for several years. We waited till my youngest was 6 years old. And
Okay.
so he was 6. So I have 6, 8, and 10 when we first brought our 3 kids to Disney World. How old are your kids?
So they are, you can see them right there, but they're 10, 8, and almost 2.
Okay. So you got a good mix there. You got a real young one and some of
Yeah,
the
he was
perfect
our
age.
little COVID surprise.
Oh, okay.
And unexpected, but fun. We got the boy.
We've got a
Yeah,
lot of
so-
things in common. Looks like Alex. We always kid my son Benjamin that he was a surprise, my third one. And he had that same obsession with Peter Pan. It's interesting that you say that. He was one that we got a Peter Pan costume when we were in Disney World, as a matter of fact. And he thought that was the greatest thing ever.
So my intro to Peter Pan was not the Disney one. It was the Mary Martin play.
Okay. Yeah.
My aunt recorded it and mailed it to me. And I watched it like over and over again. And I still, even though I guess I was 3 when I was watching, I still remember the commercials. There was like a Campbell's soup commercial and a Cadbury egg commercial and an Alf commercial in it.
Interesting. And I often talk about when I was young, like that kind of age, my mom took me to see The Jungle Book at a very beautiful theater where I live today. We lived in the town next door, but it's the Warner Theater. And it's just one of those nice, beautiful New England ornate theater.
Gotcha. Where do you live?
I live in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, where are you from?
We're from Atlanta.
All right.
So I live about 30 minutes east of Atlanta.
Fantastic. Do you drive down when you go down?
Usually, yeah. Actually, since the baby's been born, we've started a new thing where I fly my wife and the baby,
Mhm.
and then they just hang out at the resort until we get there with the other 2 kids.
Yeah.
Because that shaves off 2 or 3 hours between her and the baby needing to stop with.
When did you start taking the kids down?
In 2017, I wanted to run all 3 Spartan races, and they had the half marathon one in Tampa. And so I said, hey, I'll take you to Disney World. We've never gone to Disney World as a couple. I was going to and you just let me run that race. And it turned into both girls. It was before my boy was born. Both girls and my mother-in-law and my grandmother-in-law. And we were there for a whole week before I even got to run the race.
Mhm. Yeah. Nice.
And I got the same number of steps in the half marathon as I did in the parties. And from then I haven't run another long Spartan race, and I've been obsessed with Disney. We've gone a bunch of times since then.
Well, I've got a connection to
Yeah.
the Spartan race and company because my son Harry worked for them and was a graphic
cool.
designer for them. Although pandemic, he got laid off from Spartan. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Are they still continuing?
I don't know.
Did they survive?
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
know.
I usually just see the ads. I used to do it with groups from church, and then I did that one. It was funny because Florida is so flat
Yeah.
that I ran one in like the North Georgia mountains that was 5 miles shorter, and I got the same time as I did in Florida.
Because they're like extreme obstacle courses too,
Yeah,
aren't they?
That's why like I don't want to just run. I like climbing on stuff. It's like a playground.
Well, have you done a Disney Run event yet?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I mean, if you count the Castaway Cay 5K.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good answer. I think you'll. Well, I'm editing a episode right now of the Wine and Dine, where a bunch of our geeks ran and had a good time hanging out together. So definitely, I think you'd enjoy that for sure too. Get the kids in.
We're not big planning that far ahead to make sure I get one of those tickets. Like, for instance, we're
Oh,
going
yeah.
next week and we booked it last week.
Really? What's
They were
your
just
pattern?
like, do we have enough money? We're going. What?
What's your pattern? How often have you been going since 2017?
It's usually in December and February and July. And this time we're going to go. We weren't planning on going in December. We're just going to go down there real quick for 2 days and come back. And then the kids don't know it yet, but we're going in January. We're going to stay at Beach Club for 5 days. And then I don't know what happens after that.
When in January are you going? Because I'm going to be there in January too.
We're going Martin Luther King weekend.
Okay, which is my birthday. But I'm going
Okay.
after that. I'm going towards the end, and it can lead into
Gotcha.
February.
Yeah.
So
We try to see how few days that we can take them out of school
yeah,
so that we don't get in
Sure.
trouble.
I might just
Yep.
miss you. I think I'm going to come in after you.
We'll be there till we're leaving on that Monday.
Is it the 18th?
I think it's the 15th.
Okay.
It's the Monday.
My birthday
Yeah,
usually
so we're staying from the 10th
usually
10th to
lands.
the
around-
15th.
Okay, my birthday usually lands around Martin Luther King Day. I know. All right, let's get into some of these tips. Yeah, I really want to know some great tips
All right.
for bringing the kids, whether they're little ones or otherwise. And I was looking at the article you did on 23 best things for kids at Disney Springs. Now, I can remember when I used to take the kids down to Disney World when they were little, Alex, and
Mhm.
Epcot was the place. They would always moan when we said, we're going to Epcot today. And I wonder, do your kids enjoy Disney Springs?
Yeah, they love Disney Springs, and they also love Epcot. That's my favorite too.
Okay.
I think Epcot's done a great job of adding a whole bunch of more kid-friendly stuff.
Oh,
But,
good.
of course, I started with 2 girls, and when it's covered in princesses and it has the Frozen ride.
That's helped.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Disney Springs, I think we've had a lot of great experiences there. I think we would love to do more couple stuff because there's more fine dining at Disney Springs probably than all the resorts parks combined.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but there's tons. There's probably at least 20 table service restaurants there.
I know. And that's one of the
yeah,
things we
so-
talk about a lot. So I guess I definitely wanted to ask this question. What's the best place to take kids or your family at Disney Springs? Some of your
So
favorites.
for us, the place we go to pretty much every single trip is Raglan Road.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they love the show and there's a decent kids menu. And then I actually heard you talking about it on your podcast today, but the Braisby beef is like my favorite thing. And I'll say this, and I'll probably lose you some listeners, but I think that the bread pudding at Raglan Road is better than
No kidding.
Boma or Ohana.
Wow.
They've got this, like, you got butterscotch and sweetened condensed cream milk that you pour on it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Well, I don't know that I've heard.
then they have
It's
an old-
funny. We've got some great friends of Raglan Road, and I can't recall them ever talking about bread pudding there, but they do love bread pudding and have like this obsession and favorites at different parts around the park. So that's funny you said
They
that.
also have an old fashioned with a slice of bacon in it.
They got a great menu, don't they? I was noticing that.
Yeah.
Like you said, I was there my last trip. My wife and her friend Judy, Auntie Judy, surprised me with that one, and it was a great surprise. So I'm glad to hear kids like that. That's because adults are going to enjoy that one too.
What we do is we show up, or this is one of your tips, we show up early, or I try to book like a 5:30, 6 o'clock time,
Right.
something early.
Yeah.
And then show up and say, we want to see the show. And then we'll walk around Disney Springs for an hour, because sometimes it'll take up to 45 minutes for a table to open up.
Oh, okay. So you're not
So
booking
we're
ADR there. You're
Yeah.
trying to walk in
Yes.
on it.
Well, we do,
Yeah.
but then we know it's going to take 45 minutes after our ADR
Oh,
to
okay.
actually get the table we want.
What time's the show usually start? I want to say it's like 6. We're early diners too.
They do it over and over. I mean, we've been there for an hour and a half before and saw it start back over.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm not sure what time it actually starts, though. But
I
yeah.
think around that time, the first kind of
Yeah.
people come out and start dancing and doing the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one. All right. What's another good kids restaurant in Disney Springs?
People love T-Rex. I haven't been there with them, but we've been to Rainforest, a similar experience with all the animals and the noises and the aquarium. at Rainforest is pretty cool. So we probably should check out T-Rex at some point. My middle daughter is like real skittish. And so she used to be scared of the volcano at Rainforest. And then she was pretty sure she'd be scared of the T-Rex's animatronics in the T-Rex restaurant. So we never actually went there. And then there's just lots of fun stuff. Their favorite place that they could pick is to go to that Blaze Pizza.
No kidding.
Which is just a Europie. I don't know if they have Europie where you are, but there's a chain where it's basically a burrito place, but it's a pizza place where you pick all your toppings.
I've heard about it and I've been wanting to do it. It's been on my list.
Yeah.
And I just,
it's certainly
I don't think we have any places like that around here that I've encountered.
Yeah, it's a cheap option too, because you get a big pizza like Via Napoli, but even cheaper.
Yeah.
And you can split it a whole bunch of different ways. And
yeah, great option. Yeah. Any other good fast food in that area that they like?
Polite Pig, if the kids like barbecue.
Okay.
It's great. Kids don't like this one, but I have to give a shout out to this one. My wife's favorite thing in the world is the street food part of Morimoto.
Oh,
the ramen that they have there. She discovered that. I don't remember why. For some reason, we were separate at one point, and she was like, "We're to the best restaurant ever." And so we always try to go to the street food if we're in a hurry for anything.
Yeah, so that's like a quick service connected to Morimoto, right?
Yeah. My kids enjoyed. We went to Paddlefish maybe a year and a half ago, and they enjoyed that. Of course, it's always the kids' menu for them. They're just eating chicken fingers or whatever. It's not about the food. It's about being able to see the water, and they got to see the Amphicar going by and stuff like that. And so, yeah.
Very good. Another topic you had here were the best stores. I know there's a lot of shopping down at Disney Springs. What are some of the kid favorites your kids like?
Well, you've got the two big ones. You've got the World of Disney,
right?
Which my daughter got lost in. Well, she didn't get lost. We lost her. Yeah. She knew exactly where she was, but she wanted some Mickey ears. And so she just walked off. She said, "You knew I was going to go look at the ears. I was going to get the princess ears." And it was funny. By the time I had found a cast member to ask for help, another cast member was bringing her back to us. So it was impressive. Good. But that store's amazing. It's so big. I mean, you can find almost anything in there, from oven mitts to, we have a Mickey cookie cutter that we use to cut peanut butter jelly sandwiches with. So hats and book bags.
Yeah. I like
and then
the
they've got the toy
store.
Yeah. And they got the toy store a little bit farther down. The kids like. And I hear Santa is there this year.
Oh, cool.
That's what I heard on another podcast, that Santa's moved to the toy store instead of being on the Christmas tree walk.
Oh, okay.
I can't vouch for that, but that's what I've heard. So we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
And they love that, so toys, because that's going to one of the outlets, but way bigger in all toys.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
The way it's set up. But our favorite store to go into for a whole family is the Disney Style store.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with
over
that
by it's by the movie theater, and by the kind of in between the movie theater and the hot air balloon. And it's got like real creative stuff. So if I'm going to buy a shirt for myself, it's going to be from there.
Yeah.
And they've got a teacup that we always take pictures in.
Nice.
Sitting in the corner, and the kids like to play in while we look for stuff. Yeah.
You've got a really good sweatshirt there. You got I wouldn't even call it an ugly Christmas.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. Where'd you get that?
So one of the ladies at church gave it to me.
Sweater, actually. I think I was gonna say ugly sweater, but it's not.
A sweater. It's a sweater. Yeah, it's not a t-shirt. It's very much knit. And I have a bunch of ugly sweaters. I always wear one every week when I preach during Christmas season. But this one's actually really comfortable, so I'm just wearing it all the time. The other ones have like LED lights in them.
Nice.
But yeah, so they got that. And then, so they like the clothing stores. They like the candy store. My older daughter's really into Star Wars, so she likes to go in and look at the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Bought a Rey costume and a BB-8 remote control car. And then everything's just fun to look around in. Train them not to beg for stuff so we don't get annoyed.
I've never really noticed the kid-friendly stores, to be honest with you, but you're reminding me. And you can't talk about Disney Springs and kids without the Lego store, right? And
yeah, so the Lego store, we were there in July, and we did the Lego minifigure experience. And so I made a little action figure with my logo for the website on it, and my girls did whatever came to mind on the screen. And it prints you get the shirt printed, and then you can pick out your pants and your head and your other accessories. It's a fun experience.
So you can get a graphic of like Oh, I could do my Geekin logo on there and get a figure.
Yeah. So it's like a little figure, your normal
Yeah.
login figure. And the only thing you can really customize is the shirt. And so I had the 3 stripes from my logo on the front, and then I had a Mickey ears on the back. Yeah. So you can get that printed, and they give you a little block to stand them on that says your name on it. Yeah.
Wow.
So mine's a wizard that looks a lot like Gandalf with my logo. There's not a whole lot of bearded heads that they sell to kids.
That is a fantastic experience. Yeah. Interactive for the kids too, I'm sure.
Yeah. It might have Disney goggles on, but $12 a person for that is not a bad
Right.
deal to me compared to the rest of Disney.
Well, yeah, it's not just the figurine you're making, it's the experience too. And it is Legos. So you could spend a lot more money in there, I can tell you, Alex, right?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. You can buy one of those giant Millennium Falcons for like $1,000
I know.
and then spend the rest of the year putting it together.
My son gave me a Star Wars one over here. I'm sure it wasn't nearly that much. Fantastic.
They got that one that's like
Yeah.
6 feet long.
Yeah. And you can see the back. I'm trying to remember. They always show you like the inner workings of, what's the Death Star? Don't they have a Death Star there too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Another great one that I've never done, hot air balloon. Have you done that with the kids?
I haven't done it because when I did the research for the article, I was like, we kept telling our kids like it's going to be crazy expensive. It's $25 a person,
Yeah.
which again, that's expensive when I'm not at Disney, but at Disney, $25 for an experience where you get to go. I think it's 400. I'll have to look at it, what I said, but I think it's 400 feet in the air.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And it's actually not a hot air balloon. It's helium, which I thought was interesting,
Okay.
which explains why it's always inflated.
I didn't realize it was a
Maybe
real
you
balloon.
look. So, yeah, I'm just glad it's not hydrogen, so we don't have a Hindenburg experience. But
Yeah, that's right. You think the kids would be scared to go up that high?
I don't know. It's always weird to me what they will and won't be afraid of, because sometimes they just don't understand that heights are scary, and then other times, like my younger daughter is working on a blog post for my blog that she's been working on for like 6 months now about all the funny things that she's been scared of.
Yeah.
I think you said you stayed at the Grand Destino Tower. There's always this artwork in the bathroom of like a ballerina with a dandelion head.
Okay.
She was terrified of it. And so they actually came, it was during Christmas one year, and they came in and wrapped it like a present because like she wouldn't go to the bathroom. She was terrified of the bathroom, wanted to go to the lobby every time.
That is probably an understatement. You don't know what your kids not only are going to be afraid of, you don't know how they're going to react to anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's different for different
ages. It took her a long
ages.
time to warm up. Yeah. Took her a long time to warm up to characters with masks on.
Okay.
She finally decided, she's like, I'm going to be brave for Minnie Mouse. When we went to Chef Mickey, I think she was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And after that, she was fine.
Yeah, it's different at all ages. And your son, he's only 2, so you got more discoveries.
So he was great when he was 6 months old. 6 months and 1 year, he was fine meeting Mickey. And then at 18 months, he lost his mind. He was terrified of him. But that was his first word, was "oh boy."
Yeah. Okay.
And he loves Mickey Mouse. So we're hoping next week when we go that he warms back up to him.
You never know.
But we've got a really
funny
picture of him trying to get away from him.
Well, speaking of pictures, what are some great photo op places in Disney Springs?
There's lots of interesting things. So speaking of the Lego store, you've got the Loch Ness Monster coming out of the lake right in front of the store. And then you've got the volcano, which we tried to take a picture of the other day. It took forever for it to erupt. And then near the toy store, you've got all these statues of Woody and Buzz. And there's one of Cinderella by the World of Disney. Just lots of really interesting different places. And then if there's one weird one for us is, for whatever reason, that same middle daughter that's scared of everything really loves the James Joyce statue at Raglan Road.
Oh.
She has no idea who James Joyce is, but that like bronze statue that's like
sitting
real
down outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's that way about the Truett Cathy statue at the Chick-fil-A. The Truett, there's a special Chick-fil-A in South Atlanta that has a Truett statue at it. It's just funny about it. But yeah, so there's in the Lego store, they have some rotating things. I think right now it's Star Wars. In the past, it's been Woody and Buzz, or the Lego Friends things you can take pictures with. And then if there's a favorite restaurant or whatever, there's lots of great stuff to take pictures of.
One of the troubles I had when my family was young was getting them to take pictures. Do you have that problem?
So I don't
All
mind if
together?
the pictures are I don't mind if the pictures are goofy.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife will drive my kids insane trying to make them all look at the camera and
Right.
everything. And so like I'm looking at the picture I posted in the blog, and there's a picture of my daughter trying to drink the honey from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And my son is yelling at the camera. And like, I was like, perfect, got it.
You have a low bar, then. That's great.
Yeah, I was like, if they're all looking, I was like, if they're looking and smiling, great. We'll put it on a Christmas card. If not, I'm going to put it on a Christmas card.
You might appreciate this. I can remember with the kids, I said, okay, I always have my must-dos. My must-do this particular year when they were younger was I want a picture in front of every one of the iconic, what we call weenies at the parks. The castle, the Tree of Life, right? The Epcot ball. And at the time, Hollywood Studios had the big magic
Sorcerer's hat.
hat.
Yeah.
That I thought that was an easy request, but it was not easy because you know when you walk in the park and you got a family of 5, they go off. They're like everyone's not all together, and you got to corral them and make a point to get them in front of that photographer.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten to them going off on their own yet.
You only get one shot too, because a lot of times you're not going back to that park again in the trip. So it's either then, and everyone says, "Oh, we'll do it on the way out." Well, that never happens.
Right. Or you're completely soaked in sweat,
exhausted. Do you have trouble with the kids having fits? Or are they older past that now?
So the very first time we went, we had a rule that's now just a running joke with the older two that like there's Mickey says no crying. And so we started that. We said that so my older one hasn't really ever pitched very many fits, but the middle one, she'd be like, Mickey says no crying. And then she wouldn't cry. But our first trip, we did the whirlwind. We were in a park every single day for like 5 straight. We did all 4 parks and then went back to Magic Kingdom. And then every trip since, we've always built in rest days. And even if we go to the parks, we might go, come back, take a nap, go back. Like, we're not rope drop to close people. We just know that doesn't make it as much fun. We might schedule a lunch in Grand Floridian and go just sit in the lobby for a while before we head back to the park. And so we haven't had too many meltdowns. And the new baby, he's been pretty chill about it too. So we've been pretty lucky without the meltdowns. But meltdowns happen in our house late at night. So usually if it were going to happen at Disney World, it's like at 10 o'clock when we get back to the room, they're just like, I don't understand why I'm so tired.
That's me. My feet hurt.
We give them a melatonin gummy and then we go go hide in the bathroom until they fall asleep.
Hey, I'll just do a couple more at Disney Springs because I don't know if I even know these. The Marketplace Train Express and the Marketplace Carousel. I can't say
so
I know those.
We discovered this with the baby because if you've ever been to a shopping mall, they've got like a little train going around.
Yeah.
And this one was a little train, and I can't remember why, but I was there with all 3 kids without my wife. I don't know if she had a call with a client or something, or she was just tired. But my middle daughter was like, we should take the baby on that one, take Asher on that one. And so we got on and he loved it. And then I happened to be reading a biography of Walt Disney, that one, like kind of the official one that they sell at the parks.
Yeah.
And realizing how obsessed he was with trains. And so it was a cool experience to ride that thing around. And it's nothing special. It's just an oval.
It's a little one for little guys.
But they loved it.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get on Prince Charming's carousel, Magic Kingdom, but there's another carousel. It's not the same at all, but they loved it and they got on it, and it's pretty inexpensive. I think like maybe $2 or $3 a person per ride for those things. So it's a really great, just quick activity for the younger kids. It's not a Disney ride by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a fun little experience.
Do you find, I know a lot of parents taking their kids to Disney World, they think about the rides and getting them on all the attractions and all the big things. But can you talk to things that they surprise you that end up being some of their favorite things? Like a carousel at the Marketplace ends up being 2 hours spent there and you never expected it.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. You never know what they're going to latch onto. You never know what. So I was really happy. Just we joke about the more kitschy stuff that when we go to Epcot, it's just as important for us to ride the Tres Caballeros and Figment as it is to ride Test Track and Guardians. Maybe not as much as Guardians is everybody's favorite ride, so we're going to get on that one.
Yeah.
Test Track or one of the other bigger ones.
Sure.
But so we love those, and it's great because both of those are always walk-ons, and they know they're cheesy at this age, the two older ones, and they still think it's awesome. And so I actually put together, when they finally did a Figment meet and greet, I put together our 7 reasons why we love Figment. So we're hoping to meet him soon. We'll make a trip to Epcot in January. I think we're just going to go to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom and beg for Christmas party tickets at like 6:45 in the morning. And if I don't get them, then we'll just go to Magic Kingdom.
Well, you just mentioned that. Did you do a blog post on your favorite Figment things?
Yeah.
What are a couple of those? Everyone loves Figment.
We love how goofy he is. We like, just I'm trying to remember what I did, but we just, I don't know why. People are just obsessed with him, and we are. We always make it a point to go on the ride. We talk a little bit about the science. My girls are obsessed with these videos on YouTube where rides break down.
Oh, okay.
And so they're always hoping a ride is going to break down, and they think Figment's a really good chance for that. And it actually happened to us for a little bit. We did one of the after hours parties in July.
Yeah.
And it was actually really creepy. We got, like, the lights went out, and we were like in between scenes.
Oh, wow.
And it was just dark,
Pitch
and
dark.
the music was playing.
Yeah.
And then the music just stopped, and we were just in this dark tunnel.
Wasn't as cool as they thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It was probably like,
creepy.
I have a video of it because it's just a dark video, but it lasts for like 90 seconds. We're just like, help, because we were the only people on the ride.
That is spooky. Oh, wow. It's as if someone shut it down on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy because the rides were getting so much repeat, a lot of them broke down during that thing. We broke down a Ratatouille too, and Ratatouille was different though because it was right when they were about to spray you with champagne.
Okay.
And like that lasted for 90 seconds, like maybe 2 minutes, where they acted like they were about to shoot it, and then like their eyes would blink, and then they would act like they were about to shoot it. We were just like waiting for it in suspense for like 2 minutes before it finally exploded and the ride kept going.
Oh, so you didn't get soaking wet then in that stuck spot.
Right. But the animation kept going around and around. Yeah, that would be funny if it just kept spraying us over and over.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I had a broken sprayer on Flight of Passage one time that completely soaked me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was looking at it and you could see where it was all rusted all over the sprayer because it was overactive. And like by the end of it, like you could just see water all over my shirt.
Oh, good stuff.
Sorry, we were talking about something else.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you, we were talking about Figment. Yeah. Did you get a chance to do the meet and greet for Figment yet?
We haven't yet because that last time we were there was in July. So we're going next week. But so our first time to meet Figment, hopefully he's still there, is going to be Martin Luther King weekend. Okay. That's going to be our first time seeing, hopefully Soarin' over California is still there. It'll be our first time seeing Journey of Water. Yeah, and then Moana. The thing that just opened up, the World Showcase. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm watching my mouse move across my screen. I have an external mouse. I'm going to unplug it. One of my kids must be accidentally kicking it upstairs.
We expect to be distracted by kids during this recording, Alex.
So my wife is an ACT SAT tutor, and so I'm in her cave, but she does her tutoring in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah. So that
you got a place to escape.
Place where it's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing I'll ask you about Disney Springs that I was curious about. I have not done yet, and I've always wanted to, is the Coca-Cola store. What can you say about that?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned in the article, it's funny for me to go to a Coca-Cola store because we live in Atlanta.
Oh, right.
We have like full-on museums.
Coca-Cola was born there.
It was cool. You go in there, and it's a great time to go at Christmas time because they've got the iconic polar bears, and there was a polar bear meet and greet. But then, so it's like, if I remember correctly, there's the meet and greet, and then there's a big gift shop where you can buy stuff. But then upstairs, they've got a big bar that looks out over all of Disney Springs, and they serve Coke, but they also serve like Jack and Coke and other like Jack and Coke slushies and all sorts of stuff. And you can just stand up there and look around. And so it was a really cool
I've heard it's a beautiful spot. They got some food up there too, right?
I don't remember. we haven't been since before COVID. I don't remember there being food, but I think that's probably a law where you have to serve food. So
Okay.
there is in Georgia where you have to serve food if you serve alcohol. So that's
Sure.
why everyone has swizzle sticks at a bar. So yeah, there might be some up there, but we didn't need any food, I don't think.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to bounce around a couple of topics here around the kid theme, like strollers.
All right.
You got any good tips on strollers?
Yeah, I got lots of good tips on strollers. So I did a bunch of polls to see what the best strollers were on Facebook and put together some articles. And probably not surprisingly to anyone who's used them, the City Mini and the Bob strollers are always at the top of the list because they've got the big wheels and lots of storage. And so you can fly around the park and go over the train tracks without getting your wheel stuck.
Okay.
But yeah, the strollers, like if anybody was like, well, I don't want to carry a heavy stroller. And I'm biased because I'm a guy and I can pick up a heavy stroller and put it on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
But the heavier the stroller is, the more stuff you can cram underneath it.
Okay.
Which means you don't have to carry your souvenirs around with you if you're not scared about them getting stolen. And you can bring all your snacks and your drinks and spend less on food you don't like. Because there's stuff you want to eat at Disney, and then sometimes you get stuck going somewhere just because you're starving to death. You have snacks with you.
I always I always felt bad for the dads carrying that double stroller onto the bus. And it's funny because my son's father-in-law, John, as soon as we learned that his daughter and my son were he texted me and said, I'll carry the stroller.
You will?
He said he would.
Oh, okay.
So I got that covered.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as I bring him.
I mean, it's really only hard on the bus because you got to I can't imagine being there with a baby without another parent because somebody has to hold the baby. Like one time I brought my baby back from a nap and there was all these college girls that wanted to hold him for me. But like, if you didn't have somebody to watch the baby, you got to close it. You got to hold the baby in one hand. You got to hold the stroller in the other hand. And
so you need
get on the bus. So always have another adult with you if your kid can't walk yet.
Okay, makes sense. That's a good tip right there.
They'll always move your stroller. There's stroller parking, and they're going to organize it to make it the most efficient thing possible, which means your stroller can move 4 aisles over.
Okay.
So you want to mark your stroller with something, and if you can't find your stroller, it doesn't mean it's stolen. It just means a cast member moved it,
right.
Which I think might be, especially if you're in the sun, the worst job at Disney World. I just can't imagine
moving strollers all day long.
Yeah, I can't imagine like filling out an application for Disney World and then being like, well, you're going to be the stroller mover.
Well, that's the college program kids. You don't know. They don't know what they're going to get, Alex. And
I feel like I want to tip them.
There's worse jobs in the parks, I'm sure. Like I know my daughter, she was in the college program and she was not crazy about being a parking attendant out in the sun.
Yeah. That one's, yeah. I guess the stroller one to me was just more surprising. That was an actual job. Parking attendant, I understand.
It's a full-time job moving strollers and directing
and
traffic.
Having people yell at you, asking where their strollers are.
That's right. They're all, or that they got to leave them there in the first place. Nice.
I guess another quick stroller tip is I think Safari, you could take your stroller in the line with you.
Okay.
And then park it right near the thing. So that one's nice.
Yeah.
That's the rest of them, you have to park your stroller and then carry your child or have them walk the rest of the way.
Yeah, that can be a long line depending. Do you guys use the Genie Plus or any other strategies? Or can be an expensive thing for a family of 5 to do these days.
Well, we only have to pay. He's still under 3, so we still don't have to pay for the baby yet, which is nice. But yeah, we do Genie Plus. We go a lot with another family that has DAS.
Okay.
That's great if you need that. So I guess I should say it doesn't apply for people who have disabilities. They have separate things for wheelchairs and stuff like that. But if you've got a reason, medical, like there's all sorts of things like autism or anxiety or like a Crohn's disease or something that keeps you from being able to wait in the line, that it works a lot like Genie Plus. Basically how it works is however long the line is for the ride you want to ride, you have that long to wait, but you don't have to wait in line. You can come back and then use the lightning lane, which is nice. And so done that with Genie Plus. It's similar. You just get in line for what you can, but we've been enough to where if we can't get our favorite rides, we're just happy to be there.
Let me ask you this about the rides. Are your kids scared of some of the rides?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think my older daughter will ride anything. And what's funny is that my middle daughter, the one I said was skittish, she'll ride all the scary as far as, but they have never so much. They don't even like walking near Haunted Mansion.
No kidding.
Like they don't even want to hear the music. They don't want to see the building. My older daughter would probably do it at this point. They've both been on Tower of Terror, but my middle daughter won't do it again because she got pretty freaked out from the sub basement. The ride itself didn't freak them out. Like they don't mind dropping 10 stories faster than gravity, but it's the idea of getting struck by lightning that freaks them out.
Oh. What?
Yeah, it's
why
funny.
are they scared of Haunted Mansion? Is it, they just don't know?
Just the idea of death and ghosts it just freaks them out. In fact, my middle daughter hasn't been on Winnie the Pooh in probably 4 or 5 years because of I don't know what we'll call the fever dream that
really?
she has where everything starts flipping upside down.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But then she'll ride Tron like it's nothing.
Yeah. Like we said, we don't know.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
You never know. Is there any other scary ones besides those?
They don't mind pirates. I guess they don't understand what piracy really is.
I know. It's not really a great thing. But
yeah.
It's a violent thing. I don't know why it's in an amusement park.
I think my middle daughter got a little bit like unnerved by all the kind of spooky music in Space Mountain, like as you're walking through the line, but the actual ride itself didn't bother her at all.
Not scared
in
the
she
dark?
could barely keep her head up.
Yeah.
No, the dark didn't bother her. The ride didn't bother her. It was just like the ethereal 80s sci-fi of the...
Yeah. They like the fast rides like Expedition Everest?
Yeah, we've done that. Oh, yes, that's a funny one. Yeah, so she's not at all scared about going backwards in the dark. She's scared of the Yeti.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't want to get hit by the Yeti. The original ride, like he actually it would jump the track off or whatever.
Take a swing at you?
The reason they had to start using it. Yeah.
It was horrifying.
But
more horrifying than...
I took my older daughter on Dinosaur, and we both agreed that I think my middle daughter would be freaked out by that one. That was I don't know if it was our one experience, but it was so loud, it was almost grating.
I think they've even lowered the volume.
Okay.
But still, I could see that being frightening for kids.
Yeah.
Especially if she doesn't want to go into T-Rex restaurant, I wouldn't recommend doing the dinosaur ride.
Yeah. But she doesn't so that'll happen when she's 4 and she'll just be like, nope. And now she's 8 and she's like, I'm probably still afraid, but she'll probably be fine.
It'll be interesting to see.
She just decided a long time ago.
It'll be interesting to see how, as they grow up, how they make out in these hours.
Yeah. She was scared of the vultures right before the splash on Splash Mountain, but not the splash itself.
Yeah. They try to make that scary. The climb up. Awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't like the climb in Thunder Mountain, like with all the lava. But then once you go over the edge, it's fine.
My wife, and this came from her family side for sure, like Halloween, they loved to scare and torture the kids. And so I can remember my youngest son, Ben, first time going down Main Street, USA, and my wife just horrifying Benjamin about what was going to happen when they went into Haunted Mansion. So that's why he was scared, but his teeth were chattering, but he still went in, and then he was happy for it. He enjoyed it. I think if your daughters went in, they would actually enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, my older one says she wants to try it. I don't think she's been in haunted houses in our neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was fine. And they were way more intense than Haunted Mansion is, with the chainsaws and whatnot.
You haven't done the Halloween party yet, probably yet.
Nope, never done the Halloween party. We've been on several Halloween cruises and just been we just picked them because it's fall break. But they like Halloween and dressing up and that kind of stuff. But the spooky stuff is not really interesting to them.
All right. I want to ask you, there is a very interesting thing they do at Magic Kingdom with the Harmony Barbershop. You guys did that all together? Did you do your son's first haircut there? Yeah,
we did his first haircut and his second first haircut there this year. Yeah, because you don't have to. You could just keep them up for first haircuts and you get a hat.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get the Mickey ears.
Yeah, so we did that. We did that. I think I want to say last July. He was 6 months. Or may have been in February when he was a year old. He got his first haircut, and that's a great experience because They do such a good job. We took him to a Great Clips to get his haircut last week, and you would have thought we were trying to give him a vaccine. He was thrashing, and we were having to pin him down to hold him, but they could keep them entertained and get their haircut. And the second time we did it, the Dapper Dans came in and sang to him.
Wow.
And so that was really cool. And I wrote an article about that. I told everyone, like, it's really hard to get a reservation, and it's really easy to walk up.
That is a great point. Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the first time we did it was President's Day weekend, which usually isn't that bad, but this year was awful. And we get in there and we got an appointment, at Rope Drop, we got an appointment for noon. And then in July, when the crowds were really low, I got all 3 kids in a row.
Wow.
Right at Rope Drop. Like, they just took them one after the other.
That was my experience. I went I was with my daughter during her college program, and I'm really bad with keeping up with my haircuts. And I went down to Disney World, didn't even get my vacation haircut, Alex, and walked in. My daughter goes, "You want to get a haircut at the barber shop?" I was like, "Let's try." And they were getting ready to close it up for a renovation at the time, but I was still able to get in there. And I watched, there was a little kid in there while I was there. So I had the opportunity to watch the whole experience for him. That was fun.
Yeah, they're so good. And so when I wrote that article, I sat there and interviewed the guy at the cosmetology for a lot of the rides, like for It's a Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, they manage all their hair and get it all in place and stuff.
Does their hair grow? The little guys over at Small World?
He said people say that. It's like, no, it doesn't grow. It just gets replaced.
That's probably even better.
But I don't know if half of what he told me was true, because he was like, there's a trap door right here that leads to both. They used to have a shoe shine place in there. Of course, it used to be where, like, midway down, like there's like a right turn. There's like all those weird stores I've never actually been in to the right,
down
like where the balloons usually are. And then to the left, now you've got the Emporium stretches all the way down, but there was an alley that way, and that's where the original Harvard Barber Shop was.
Okay.
And they had a shoe shine place. And it's just funny to me that, like, how times changed, that 40 years ago, people would go in shoes that needed to be shined to Disney World.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine trying to wear dress shoes to Disney World.
Those days are gone. I'm surprised even in the 70s that anyone would wear shoes that needed to be shined.
Yeah, I think that was right when Nike was first starting.
Yeah, right. Only one park, too. It wasn't 30,000 steps in a Disney World day. Not as much to track through. Fantastic content there, Alex. And hey, I want to ask you about some of the places you stayed. I didn't recognize, you said you stayed at the Drury in July. Is that off-site?
Yeah. Yeah, the Drury is in Disney Springs, and it used to be, originally it was a travel lodge. Like, it was actually original to 1971. They opened it right when it first started.
Yeah.
And then some point, I think in 2000, it became a Best Western. But then Drury opened it in December of 2022. Mm-hmm. And it's got a lot of buzz because it's relatively inexpensive. We got a suite for $250 a night.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And
a bedroom
they've
suite.
got free breakfast. Yeah. So it was a bedroom and then a separate living room.
Yeah.
We got 5 people, so that was nice. So we had the baby with us. The only thing it doesn't have that a Disney suite has is another bathroom, which if you have a baby, that's where the baby goes in the master bathroom. So we stayed at a few suites at Grand, and so we always put the baby in the master bathroom, and then we use the little guest bathroom so we can stay up as late as we want. But Drury's amazing because it has free breakfast, and then it's got a what they call their kickback, which is heavy hors d'oeuvres, almost dinner amount of food, and free drinks, 3 free drinks per adult.
Wow.
And so you compare that to the price of being in the parks. If you're going to be there, like if you're going to be in the parks all day long, then the free breakfast is great, but you're not going to be there for the kickback. But they have a pool and a hot tub and a splash pad. So if you're looking to save some money and you've got a lot of people, especially, it was a really awesome place for us to be.
Yeah. You got a lot of choices now that I didn't have when I had my family of 5. Everything was family of 4, really.
Yeah.
As far as beds.
That's one of the things Disney should probably work on, but they do allow the baby, like we book a room for 4 at Disney World, as long as he's under I think it's under 3. We might be under 2. We can put him in a crib with the other 4 of us, which is what we're going to do at Beach Club. But once you have 5 people, there's only a certain amount of rooms that aren't suites. And then the suites are so expensive.
You got that trundle bed now that a lot of places have that we didn't have.
Yeah, some places have the rollaway, especially the deluxes. But some the value resorts are so small, you wouldn't even be able to roll one in there if you wanted to.
That's true. Now, is the jury on the Disney transportation buses too?
No, they have a separate shuttle. We didn't use it because we drive. We just paid for parking every day because this is crazy. A lot of people don't do this, but we always get preferred parking. I don't care if it costs an extra $40 or $50 because we've got the stroller. And so we just park and pull the stroller out of the car right at the front of the park. We don't get it at Magic Kingdom because we still have to watch the TTC anyway. But
what's the premium parking cost these days?
I think when we were there in July, I want to say it was 45, but I heard somebody saying 50.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But if you're staying on staying on site, it's like $20 because you get the regular parking free and then the upcharge to the preferred is like $20 or $25.
Okay. That's better. And you've stayed at the Grand Destino Tower. I didn't realize they had suites there.
And they have a club level too.
Club level. I think I've heard that. We're staying there a couple of nights in January, 3 nights. I just learned yesterday. That's where I'm starting my January trip. We like that tower too.
So I think they built it at the end of 2019. And so then when they finally opened everything back up during COVID, my wife was like, we should go check that out. It's not very expensive. It's COVID. They're being careful so we could finally go on vacation and not worry about anything. And so we went there. And we went there 3 times in 2020, 2021, and they kept upgrading us for free to suites because nobody was there.
Oh, okay.
But the club wasn't open. So I think that's part of it. And so we kept staying in suites and got really spoiled. And so then in February, we asked to upgrade, and it was a significant amount of money to upgrade. And we were like, well, we got the baby now, and we want to put him in a bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
So we did the club level, and that was really cool because, I don't think their club level was designed for kids. That's what the word on the street. It's more for the convention goers, but it was really helpful for us. If you've got a bunch of people, doing club level is amazing because, again, the free breakfast, drinks, we would get them to warm up bottles for him. And so,
where is the club level at Grand Destino?
It's directly below Toledo. Toledo.
Okay. Like up the upper floor. Yeah. Upper levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see Hollywood Studios, you can see Epcot on that side of the building. On the other side of the building is the Dahlia Lounge up. I mean, you still have to go up a floor to Toledo, but
I gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you got a trip coming up in January too for the Beach Club. Have you stayed there before?
We have not. We stayed at Polynesian for a couple nights. That's the only deluxe. Oh, and we stayed one night at Saratoga. That was the only a deluxe we've ever stayed at. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah. We're hoping it'll be warm enough to try out Stormalong Bay.
But well, you're from the South already. So
yeah,
it's warm enough for me.
Even so, so right now it's 60 degrees in Florida, or 70 degrees in Florida, and it's 30 degrees in Atlanta.
Okay.
So even though we're only a few latitudes south, a few latitude north, it's a very big difference. I took a lot of I did seminary in Orlando, and in January I would wear t-shirts to class.
Right.
And
it can get chilly. I know, especially at night, but I hope you do get a chance. I spent a lot of time in that area for my conferences in January and fond memories of the Beach Club. I hope you get spoiled rotten and want to do it again sometime. Get a chance to do it. Alex, it's been a ball talking to you. Thanks so much for reaching out to me.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
I'd love to hear some of your trip reports too, or if you got some more tips, maybe we'll touch base again sometime.
Yeah, maybe I can come on a few months after we finish the Beach Club trip.
That'd be great. I would love it. And have a great Christmas. You're going to have a good time down at Disney World, Christmas time at Disney World. I do want to have some people come on and talk about the holidays down at Disney World. I've got a bunch of people going to be down there. I hope you have an awesome time. It's a good time to go, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done so many trips in December because we try to squeeze in between the Christmas break and the beginning of December when it's not too crowded.
Well, you're probably busy Christmas time. at church.
Yeah. We are. Yeah. But we try to run down there. So I'm going to come back on the 22nd, have a rest for the 23rd, and then preach 2 services on the 24th, and then do like, both of our parents are divorced and remarried, so we have 4 Christmases to do after that.
So you're going to have a wonderful Christmas season, I'm sure, Alex. And thanks again so much for coming on. Stay in touch, all right?
Good.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Thanks, Alex, for reaching out to me to come on the podcast. You can find Alex's blog at secondadtotheright.com. Go check it out. Thanks, Alex. Hope you can come on the podcast again sometime. Share some of your tips and your trips. Hey, if you got a Disney blog or a YouTube channel or a podcast, please do what Alex did and send me an email if you'd like to bring my geeks some great Disney World tips. My email is kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. Thanks to Kevin for the intro, promoting his 2 podcasts and talking about the Geek Meet we're going to have in New York City. Yeah, September 7th. This coming year, are you up for a Geek Meet in New York City? I'm all in, and I'd like to set up a tour, like Kevin said, of New York City, Broadway show. We'll get a group of people talking about what we'd like to do on that weekend with Kevin and his wife, Deborah. Let me know your thoughts. We'll be doing some Wednesday night virtual meetings and planning over the course of this year. Yeah, if you want to do an intro, they're fun to do. Just record them on your phone. I'd love to get those from you guys. Just send them to me on email, or you can message to me like Kevin did. They're fun. Just tell us your name, where you're from, and a fun Disney World fact or 2 about yourself. Yo, Geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin family. Thanks for everyone who's supporting Patreon.com. That's a website where you can pledge a donation to the show, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I got a new recording ready to go, and a couple of projects got in the way to getting that out this past week. I'll get you one really soon this week. It's going to be a coffee walk. It's going to be the Monday after all the G3 festivities, the main festivities are over. Hear me walking around the Contemporary talking about the weekend and the great success this past G3 was. So just go out to patreon.com, look for Geekin on WW, and you can support the show. I really appreciate you guys that do that. Shout out to Nick and Carlin. I saw your YouTube channel. You posted starting your trip down to G3 last year, and I'm glad to finally see this video. Can't wait to see more. I hope you put some more out there. And they have the YouTube channel. It's called Nothing Can Stop Us Now. So check out Nick and Carlin. I hung out with them at Jelly Rolls. That was such a good time. They're such great friends and good fun that we had all together. So I can't wait to see some of those YouTube videos coming out, guys. And we are starting to talk about the next G3. If you're interested in us putting together another get-together geek meet down in the parks, let me know your thoughts. Always like to hear if you're interested in doing that, because we are starting to talk about when we could put that together. Maybe this year or into next year, but it sure was fun this past one. I've been having fun this week putting out my quick service plan that I'm competing against Judy and Ken. And Margit and I got the quick service meal plan. I've been scanning the menus of some of my favorite places to eat in the parks. So check my Facebook posts. I'm also putting that out on Instagram. And I think it's going to be of value for us. You can follow along and see how we make out in our meal plan in our trip we got coming up here in January. And, so it's a plan. I'll try to match it best I can. There's some strategies I'm using to try to get the best, obviously looking for the most expensive items, but I like all the items that I'm picking and the restaurants that I'm going to. And I just might have to drink more alcohol than I might normally to beat the system. So all this research and recon just for my Geekin family, because we are committed to helping you enjoy your Disney World vacation. Reach out to me if you'd like to do a trip report, book a trip, review trips that you're planning. Kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. Thanks for going Geekin on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day. And I hope all your dreams come true.